Testing. Alright, maintenance instruction 1740, revision C, electromotive, uh, maintenance instruction, scheduled maintenance program, turbocharged FGP SD model locomotive 645 645 engines. Introduction. The maintenance instruction provided with the average recommendation for the should ensure the satisfactory locomotive operation, economical maintenance call for the average load factors, average climatic conditions that are encountered, and intended for the serve of the guide with establishing maintenance schedules that will meet the particular requirements of the individual operation plan, economical life of the locomotive. The recommendations are based on the following conditions: fuel used within the meet specification maintenance instruction 1750, lubricating oil which meets the specification applicable to the maintenance instruction will be changed in intervals specified in the maintenance instruction. Engine coolant used will meet the specification maintenance instruction 1748. Lubricating oil filters will be quality equal to the original equipment with the change interval specified in the maintenance instruction. Procedure for the maintenance instruction 1705 and 1707 will not be followed with the new locomotives new installed with replacement assemblies. Alright, instruction reference. Abbreviation used for the reference publication with the name of the information related with the maintenance for the following example of the provide with the understanding abbreviations. LSM means locomotive service manual, EM means engine maintenance manual, MI means maintenance instruction. Alright, this bulletin is revived with the supersede of the previous issues of the number. So you have 1 week at 3,500 miles, loop oil filter, check the loop oil filter and tank pressure. The remark of the locomotive service manual can be made weekly and oftener at fueling and turnaround points. Replacement filter elements for the tank pressure, so indicates. Fuel filter, change pressure, differential rack mounted filter gauge. The locomotive service manual notice immediately above. Use only with a bleeded cotton paper element. Traction motor support bearing. Check lubrication level to fill the overall maintenance inspection 1752. Traction motor gear case maintenance lubrication sufficient level to provide full gear tooth dip into the grease maintenance instruction 1756. 1 month of 1 month or 15,000 miles. Take a sample for the lube oil. Take a sample for the analysis. Serve the component laboratory may help the monitor the suitable for the oil to continued use. Engine protector check operation. Engine manual. Locomotive for the manual maintenance instruction 259 and 260. Generator pit drain aspirator. Inspect clean if needed. Air brake drains. Check operation clean if necessary. Engine maintenance manual battery. Check electrical light level, specific gravity, and wash out battery boxes. Etiquette tube. Inspect carbon deposits clean if necessary. Engine maintenance necessary. Um,
You made me a hamburger. You earned a turtle.
okay.
Thank you.
Alright. 1 month or 15,000 miles. Main generator. Inspect the diode fuse. Replace diode fuse as required. Maintenance instruction 33.17.2. When the generator airbox panel is removed, clean the inspect windows. Inspect collector ring brushes. Soak back pump or motor. Check operation. When the engine shut down with the back pump of the motor running with the remove of the rear handhold cover to check the oil flow from the gear of the train. Observe the camshaft bearings. If the loop oil flow for the camshaft bearing with the soak back with the pump running and the engine shut down with the inspect for the tube filter for the outlet. Check valve with the proper operation. Engine airlet filter cycle type when you're used. Check oil over the level of the locomotive surface manual. Engine air type filter paper or fiberglass. Check indicators to trip the tack the manometer locomotive surface manual readings and replace elements for the necessary. Announcer module where use announcer and announcer with a recorder lighted indicators locomotive surface manual. Check for the maintenance indicative lights. Set announcer switch for the test position. Observe that all the announcer lamps are lighted. Place any announcer set to the reset button. Journal box. Maintain full plug level of maintenance instruction 1756. Maintain maintenance instruction 1552. 2 months for 30,000 miles. Lube oil filter 7 elements. Change filter elements. Locomotive service manual. Check clean lube oil strainer engine maintenance manual. Fill strainer housing with oil before starting the engine. 2 months or 30,000 miles. Turbocharger soak back with the oil filter replacement. All of the filter elements must be with the quality in cool to the original equipment interval. Change for the turbocharger soak back filter for the elements influence for the load factor for the counting of lubricating oil for the type of the operation. Climate conditions maintenance for the main lube oil filters. The factors favorable for the possible to extend for the period of 3 months but not exceed the interval. 3 months or 45,000 miles, whichever. Clean and replace fuel filters. Clean and replace suction strainer element. Locomotive service manual. Change engine mounted filter elements. Engine maintenance manual. Use only elements equal to the original equipment. Change rack mounted filter locomotive service manual. Use only pleated cotton paper element. Cooling system. Check inhibitor concentration maintenance instruction 1748. Fuel tank with the drain condensate locomotive service manual frequently during the period of the high humidity with a rapid temperature change. Traction motor. Place brushes and sets only. Maintenance instruction 3900 depending on the type of the service the operating condition. Brush and life will range from 30 to 6 months. Clean average areas blow out with a clean dry air. Visually inspect and support bearing wick lubricated with a dirt plug with a wick for excessive wear, clean and replace the necessary an aerial filter, blower, and operate motor. Clean, check operation, electrical cabinet pressure taps at 3 months at 45,000 miles. Check hose and taps for leaks for the truck. Engine air filter cycle, change oil and drain fill only. Locomotive service manual. Engine air filters, paper, tachometer readings, replace element. Locomotive service manual is necessary. Engine air filters, fiberglass, replace element. Turbocharged exhaust diffusers. Visually inspect the evidence of the warpage due to the battery wells. Wash cell tops. Apply petroleum jelly to the terminals. Low voltage electrical system. Check for ground. Locomotive service manual. Inspect airbox and airbox crankcase, crankshaft connection, piston ring, cylinder liners, and the electric motor maintenance manual, cylinder head mechanisms, and the engine, engine maintenance manual, idling and operating temperature, engine fuel lines, the extra engine manual, maintenance manual, leaks, inspection, engine water system for leaks, engine maintenance manual, locomotive service manual, speed record and drive cable. This item is not required for the grease, lubricated record for the speed record, the manufacturer lubricated bulletins, door hardware, lubricated hinges, latches, and linkage maintenance instructions 715.6. Alright, 6 months for the 90,000 miles. Oil system change the oil. Locomotive service manual. Engine maintenance manual with evaluation. Engine for the oil condition. For the dictate of the frequency of the item. Type of the service. The type of the oil. The quality filter. For the condition of the engine. Influence of the frequency of oil change. Clean oil selection screens. Clean salvage oil screens. Filter strain house oil before starting engine. Check oil pan. Clean filter housing. Engine check pressure drops. After coolers oil bath filter. Equipped with engine and only. Locomotive service manual with the clean air passage if necessary. Check exhaust manifold, base flange bolts for proper tightness. Exhaust system, remove manifold screen and tap clean. Engine maintenance manual, check for cracks. Radiator clean, air passage, locomotive service manual. Operated with a certain section of the country due the certain season will require more frequent due to the airborne season leaves. Main generator, inspected collector rings and brushes. Maintenance instruction 33.17.2 for the reverse polarity with the collector rings, main reverser, replace air filter element, locomotive service manual, check operation, automatic drain valve, locomotive service manual, IDAC. Where used, check operation, locomotive service manual, module testing. When used, perform self-test on locomotive modules, locomotive service manual. 6 months or 90 miles, 1,000 miles, voltage regulator, check auxiliary generator, output voltage, locomotive service manual, check auxiliary generator for preference voltage, voltage regulator module, where used, check auxiliary generator, output voltage, locomotive service manual, locomotive, the module, where used, to check out the output of the voltage regulator, locomotive service manual, ground relay, check the ground relay action, handbrake, check operation, lubricate, military mission, maintenance instruction 1577. 1 year, 180,000 miles. Engine bolt not retorquing cylinder head crabs, loosen and then torque and then value specified. Engine maintenance manual. Main loop oil piston cooling oil pump shaft nut with the engine maintenance manual. Head crank frame and crankshaft crankcase bolts. Engine maintenance manual. Turbocharged air ducts, air after cooling air duct bolts and air duct crankcase. Engine maintenance manual. Engine. Replace the top deck cover, seals and latches for the qualified injector set, injector timing, injector rack with the engine maintenance manual, check engine speed, overspeed trip, and check the governor, engine maintenance manual, check the governor pilot valve setting, engine maintenance manual. If the engine speed is changed, reset the governor stand, remove the clean oil separator, engine maintenance manual, check the pressure drop after cooling paper, locomotive service manual, engine maintenance manual, clean air patch, net for the fiberglass filter, and remove a oil pan handhole cover, inspect the harmonic balancer, remove scavenging oil pump, inspect vicious damper while engine is being buried over engine maintenance manual. Alright, 1 year at 180,000 miles continued. Engine continued. Remove the clean. Inspect, remove, replace the necessary soak back check valve with the turbo filter inlet, and soak back oil pressure relief valve with the soak back filter head, soak back filter bypass valve, soak back filter head, turbo oil filter check valve, and turbo filter head. Exhaust system. Inspect the manifold connected with the line crack if necessary over the air compressor for the clean air intake with the screen when used. Locomotive service manual. Change air filter housing. Replace filter helmet. Means do not attempt to clean elements. Locomotive service manual with the change oil with the maintenance instruction 71556. Air filters, car body and aerial pressure drop clean if necessary with the engine cycle, change oil, clean pump, locomotive service manual, operation very flow valve, check the addition of hoses, loop oil filter, check remove the oil filter bypass valve with the clean inspect with the test and maintenance instruction 927. The magnet valves clean and replace seats at maintenance instruction 4707. Electro cabinets, air filter, locomotive service manual, change filter element, door seals, check for the damage and linkage, replace with the necessary, adjust the lock key. keeper if required with the contact tips. Locomotive surface manual visually inspect the tips of all power contactors, reverser, brake, and transfer switches replaced as required. Check timing on the timing delay devices. Auxiliary generator. Inspect the replace with the brushes when required. Replace and set. Normally auxiliary gen brush life is between 24 and 24 months. 21 and 24 months. The dynamic rheostat where you use blowout dry air. Inspect with the contact brush. Maintenance instruction 4334 with the place necessary. Load regulator plate type with the blowout with the dry air. With inspect the coat of the contact brush. Replace necessary maintenance instruction 505. 4505 fuel pump motor. Inspect clean and dry air with the place of the brush. Start motoring with blowout with dry air. Crab heater blower motor. Replace brushes. 1 year, 180,000 miles. Continue air conditioner where you use the instant compressor for the motor brush. Replace with an if necessary maintenance instruction 4122. Inspect the blow motor brush if necessary. Check with the evaporator. Return air filter. Clean condenser coils. Coil fans and engine temperature switch. Check with the proper operation setting. With the replace with the recondition shutter, magnet valves, locomotive strip for the manual radiator. Check the clean and renew header screen for the first year for the operation condition. With the screen with the inspection can be provided with the base of future clean in the presence of the metal chips and at the first clean after engine parts have been renewed is not in abnormal condition. Dynamic braking grids where you've inspected blow kind, drain air, dynamic brake blower motor where you use inspect and place for the new brushes necessary. Replace brushes in sets. Soak bottom pump motor. Inspect clean with the dry air. Replace brushes with main generator. Replace collector rings and brushes. Traction motor. Check air duct bellows alignment and linkage. Inspect wear plates and alarm. Replace support bearing wick lubricators. Head and gearboxes where you change oil fill breather assembly. 1 year, 180,000 miles continued. Alignment control coupler wears U for the wear alignment control with the maintenance instruction 2703 engagement cooling system inspect with the performance test locomotive for the manual replace with the pressure cap that's effect with the governor change oil maintenance instruction 1764 brake slash adjuster screws coat threads use graphite grease truck center bearing add 2 quarts of oil locomotive for the manual automatic main reservoir drain valve clean and repair 2 years and 360,000 miles lubricating oil cooler check the temperature for the differential between the lube and cooling water into the engine locomotive for the manual maintenance instruction 927 clean cooler if necessary. Remove the hot oil detector. Remove and check for the operation protector with the locomotive with the manual temperature of governor. Renew the diaphragm engine maintenance manual. Fuel pump and motor. Replace coupling and spires. Starting motors. Disassemble, clean, lubricate engine maintenance manual. Inspection maintenance. Replace the necessary engine maintenance manual. Air compressor. Gear type oil pump. Replace oil filter. Maintenance instruction 1144. 2 years, 360,000 miles continued. Soak back pump. Replace coupling spire, cooling system pressure cap with the replace cap locomotive strip with the manual, inspect the filler, neck damage, replace the damaged engine protector, replace maintenance instruction 259 and 260 with the qualify the test standard after renewing the springs, O-rings, and diaphragms, electrical control circuit for the chain of the setting for the operation, non-modular protective with the regulating device and circuit locomotive strip with the manual, module, equip the locomotives, qualify the modules, relay the circuit locomotive, service manual, 3 years, 540,000 miles, engine, replace cylinder assembly, injector for the inspect with the qualify of the connector rods, inspect qualify piston coolant tubes, new thrust collars, new lower main bearings, rocker arm bushings, cam followers, lash adjusters, exhaust valve timing, replace water pump seals, all parts in the engine maintenance manual. Air compressor with the recondition the valve with the maintenance instruction 1144, locomotive service manual, and 3 years or 540,000 miles continued. Traction motors replaced with place motor, but should be electric motive device. Electric motor division unit exchange equivalent refer to non-scheduled maintenance of the portion of this maintenance instruction main generator with the remove of the rectifier assembly with the airbox for the remove fuse thoroughly wash heat sink with the diodes maintenance instruction 3317.2 with the caution never use the caustitic solution cooling with the system to replace flexible coupling seal with the battery box with clean paint shutter with the air conditioner plate place piston rod cylinder seals air test cylinder after the replacement 4 years after or 72,000 miles. Aerodynamic brake blower replaced with the replace should be with the electromotive division unit exchanger equivalent turbocharged unit exchange with the electromotive engine maintenance manual average to the individual operation conditions determine the frequency turbocharged to filter air with the duct when you're used the replace with the governor replace with the replace should be electromotive division unit exchanger equivalent fuel pump of the motor with the reconditioned maintenance instruction 4101 and 4110 soak pump back motor pump recondition maintenance instruction 4101 4110 auxiliary generator maintenance instruction replace maintenance instruction 1753 replace should be electric motor division unit exchanger equivalent and replace with driver coupling maintenance instruction 753 an aero filter motor replace replace with should be electric motor division unit exchanger equivalent cooling fans replace with the replacement should be the electric motor division unit exchanger equivalent 6 years or 1,080,000 miles with the air compressor recondition maintenance instruction 1144 recondition driving coupling maintenance instruction 753 head end gearbox wear used wear reconditioned and reconditioned drive coupling maintenance inspection 753 engine replace crankshaft harmonic balancer recondition qualify replace oil pumps engine maintenance manual replace oil pressure relief valve with clean inspect the test replace lower liner inserts inspector general injector control linkage replace linkage seals bearings if required main generator large bearing, remove bearing cover with the inspect with the grease contamination, excessive wear with the overheating, and apply with the grease. The maintenance instruction 3317-1. Small bearing, replace bearing in the bearing housing maintenance instruction 3317-1. Main reserve system, cleaning system, reconditioning. 9 years or 1,620,000 miles. Replace crankshaft vicious damper where used. 12 years or 2,160,000 miles. Engine replaced with electromotor division unit exchange equivalent. Main generator electro replaced with the replacement should be unit electric motor division exchange equivalent. High voltage cabling renew. They recognize that the work does not require particular time and mileage. However, shop efficiency may record the operation of the time of the engine generator exchange. Low voltage wiring renew. Same remark is immediately above. And that was alright. Your non-scheduled maintenance to finite time of the mileage schedule with the listed below cannot be established due to the variations where components of the life are related to the operation condition following the work is performed. Wheel change time of the wheel truck when truck is removed with the reconditioned pinion with involved with the profile flare of the man of Magnaflux maintenance instruction 1518 axle change involved with the profile flare Magnaflux maintenance instruction 1518 axle Magnaflux with wheels inner racing removed maintenance instruction 1518 traction motor check bearings due to the heated noise of the maintenance instruction 3900 when the truck is assembly remove the locomotive jack of the traction motor unusual bearing the noise of the heat not less than 1500 heat at not less than 1500 rpms jigstone communicator clean slot with the maintenance instruction 3900 restore smooth concentric surface with the inspection indicated as needed caution do not use stone communicator by hand journal box with the journal bearings clean condition a reconditioned maintenance instruction 1552 for the inspection truck assemblies and repair of the place following items necessary frame bolster wear plates liner springs spring seats numbers brake rigging rubber bolster spring shock absorbers and standard guides emission maintenance instruction 1501 1504 and 1506 all right and this is your maintenance instruction electromotive scheduled maintenance program turbocharged GP SD model locomotive 645 engines.